ladies, so the test that you just seen was from yesterday. It was my first morning urine test I took yesterday, which was cycle day 30, and that was the 27th of July. Today's the 28th. I just took another test. It is in the evening, but I mean, it's negative. So, I'm really not sure where to start with this whole conversation that I'm about to have with you, because there's so many different little things that are important but kind of different from each other. So hopefully I don't ramble and go on and on. Cycle day 31. I don't expect that those of you that are following my cycles to actually really be following my cycles. But I've bragged about this in the past, not only to you guys and to people I know and to the doctors that I've been seeing, but ever since I started taking the Clomid at the beginning of 2014, last year, my cycles have been perfect, on point, every month, super predictable, no longer than 26, 27 days long. I mean, to the T, perfect, like 3 and 4 day periods that were light, and you know, my lining was checked, everything perfect. I don't know what else to say, but that I was having these perfect cycles. Positive OPK every month, EWCM around my positive OPK time, you know, just all of these indications that things are going perfect. And when I had my blood drawn December, I've never had one of those progesterone tests where they see if you've actually ovulated in the cycle. Either my cycles were so messed up when I first started seeing my first doctor that he just assumed I wasn't ovulating, and then my cycles were so perfect when I went and seen the second doctor that they just assumed that I was ovulating. So I never actually had a progesterone test. I've had tons of other blood work, thyroid levels, hormone levels, testosterone, I mean, cholesterol, triglycerides, insulin levels. I've had all of these blood tests done and they've all shown everything perfect. I was even told last year that if it wasn't for the actual cysts on my ovaries and kind of physical symptoms of PCOS, that my blood work showed that I wasn't even displaying signs of PCOS based on my blood work, and that my blood work was even showing that my insulin resistance wasn't even an issue. So just so confusing to me, and that's why I'm just stressed and baffled at why I'm not getting pregnant, because my cycles are perfect, my blood work is perfect, what the heck is going on? And so if you go back a few videos, I did an update last week when I went to go see my new doctor, and we have a whole new game plan, and he actually discovered something. He thinks that I might be having uterine prolapse, which he believed was preventing me from getting pregnant, because he says your cycles are good, you're getting positive, you know, OPKs, and you're having all the symptoms, and your husband's all good, so it's got to be possibly this prolapse that is keeping you from getting pregnant. He prescribed me a diaphragm and thinks that in a few months I'll be good to go. But he went ahead and did the progesterone test that I requested him to do. I said I would really like to have one done. It seems to be the very first thing that anyone ever gets done whenever they're having, you know, fertility issues, and I've never had it done. So that blood test, along with an ultrasound last Thursday, just to check my cysts out and make sure there's nothing, you know, obviously going wrong in there. So Friday I got a phone call from my doctor's office, and it was my ultrasound came back good, nothing to be concerned with. The cysts that I have are still there, but they aren't, you know, right now immediately affecting anything. But my blood test showed that I did not ovulate this cycle. So, am I not ovulating every cycle? Have I, like, not ovulated ever? I mean, what is, you know, it's disheartening. Like, my heart just, you know, it's what I suspected. I'm not surprised. I knew it had to have been something like that, because if I'm having regular cycles and I'm having sex when I'm supposed to and doing all of these things, and it's gotta be something, you know, like that. It has to be that I'm not ovulating. And so they want me to go back. They want me to call cycle day 1 of this next cycle, and they're going to do the progesterone test again on cycle day 20 and 22, or 21 and 22, something like that. So retest me to see if I ovulate that cycle, then we're going to go from there. I mean, you can do everything right, but if you don't produce an egg, then what's the point? You know, like there's nothing, you can't control it. So disappointing, and I think it kind of changes the game plan a little bit. I mean, if I'm not ovulating on my own, I need help, and so that either means that he may prescribe me some type of medication. I really don't know what he can prescribe me besides Clomid. I don't know if just a regular OB gyno can prescribe Femera or Gonal-F or any of those types of, you know, fertility type medications. I don't know what he's capable of, or if this means that he's going to have to give me my referral to the fertility clinic. I'm suspicious because I took the soy isoflavones this cycle, and I had never taken that before. And you know, the internet warned me. They said, if you have regular cycles, do not take this because it could mess your regular cycles up. And so I went back and forth and back and forth, and I couldn't decide, and I was freaking out. And you know, deep down inside I said, well, if you are having regular cycles but you're not ovulating, is it still considered regular? Like, are you still considered to be having regular cycles if you're not producing an egg? Because I mean, that's kind of like a really big part of having a cycle. So I talked myself into taking them, and I took them and everything seemed fine. I did get a positive OPK way later than I normally would. I usually start testing at like cycle day 7 or 10, depending on if I'm using digital or line progression, and I've been getting my positives between cycle day 10 and cycle day like 12 or 13. This time I got it on cycle day 16. I had all my normal symptoms, you know, we baby danced when we were supposed to, and then I get a phone call, oh, you didn't ovulate. I'm trying to stay hopeful, and I'm still testing. You know, I've got my cheap tests and I'm taking them. It can't really hurt anything, but I don't know. I believe it was the soy that did this. I think, you know, either I'm just gonna have a long cycle, or I'm really hoping that I'm not gonna have to call them and get Prevera and go through all that mumbo jumbo again, because I'm gonna be really upset if I went an entire year of having perfect cycles and just one, you know, OTC herbal supplement's gonna screw all of that up for me. I'm gonna be really upset. And some of you may or may not know that I recently started a weight loss journey. I'm coming up on my 4-week like check-in, weigh-in, and on my 3rd week weigh-in I was about 14 pounds down. So that kind of got me wondering, maybe this drastic weight loss has affected my cycle, but everything that I'm finding online, it's always positive. Weight loss for those that are overweight, and weight gain for those that are underweight has triggered ovulation, has started people's cycles up even if they hadn't had them in years or months or weeks, and I haven't found anything that's saying that starting keto or losing a lot of weight has made their cycles disappear or lengthen their cycles. Or yeah, so I don't think it's the weight loss, but I am on the weight loss journey to help me get pregnant. So those of you that are TTCers, those of you that have PCOS or insulin resistance or are struggling with infertility, I urge you to follow my other videos of my weight loss journey. It is directly related to TTC because I am doing this diet and I have changed my lifestyle and my way of eating specifically so that I can reduce the symptoms of the PCOS and the insulin resistance, and so that I can get pregnant. So every pound that I lose and every day that I am here, you know, fighting to change my way of eating is for my future family. It's so that I can get my BFP. So I also have an Instagram that it's kind of linked up with my weight loss and keto journey here on YouTube, and I've had, you know, so many wonderful people supporting me there on Instagram already, and so many people that are now following me here on YouTube specifically for my weight loss, and it's just been an amazing journey so far. If you have any questions about keto or if you have any advice for me for this current cycle, anybody that's going through the same thing as me with keto or with just, you know, PCOS or with the soy, if you took soy and you had an issue, leave all that information down below for me, please. And thank you ladies so much for watching.